Good evening, Javier Franco, Steps for Success, perspective from my porch. Uh, this summer, this beginning of spring, summer, I started growing plants. I decided to have a little garden. Um, it was a strange beginning. Um, I planted a potato, not knowing what's going on, not knowing anything about potatoes. But as I nurtured it, as I put it in the ground, as I watched it, I watered it, it started growing up. And now there's potatoes under the ground. They're about this big. There's about 3 or 4 of them right now, and I'm looking forward to picking them out and basically eating them and say, hey, I grew this. Um, in another planter, I have a little tree coming up. No idea what it is. I know that probably sometime last year or sometime in January, sometime in the past, I put this something in there. Uh, I don't remember what it was. I don't remember if it was a pecan tree, if it was a peach tree, if it was a pear tree, whatever it was. Either way, it's growing. It's about 6 inches tall right now. In that same planter, though, there's another little plant growing, and once again, I have no idea what's growing, but the seed is growing. Now, this weekend, my sister and I went to Abilene, and I decided, well, you know what? I'm going to grow some tomatoes. I'm going to grow some squash, and then I decided, hey, I wonder if I can grow some corn. I have no idea. Dad used to grow tomatoes and squash, and he did a really good job of it. And every year, I mean, he just had a lot of plants out there, and we would go out there and cut them. He would nurture them. He would water them daily. That's something I was doing today, was watering my little plants. My seeds, I learned that um, the potatoes need so much sun, the tomatoes need so much sun, the squash needs so much sun, the corn definitely needs a lot of sun. So I'm trying to figure out where exactly I'm going to plant the seeds and um, how I'm going to nurture them and how I am going to make them grow or help them grow. And like I said, I know what most of the things that I'm growing, I know what they are. But there's those two that I have no idea what they are. I just know that I'm going to watch them grow and see what comes forth from that seed. As I was thinking, and you know me, my perspective, you know me, I think about a lot of things. I'm constantly thinking about things. I'm constantly trying to figure things out. Um, I tell people I'm a philosopher. I like to think. I like to wonder. I like to look at things and say, "Huh, I wonder why," or I like to look things and say, "Huh, that's interesting," and then I make something out of it. Um, I love making quotes up. I love making doing those things. I have a sign at my flea market that says free advice. It may be right, it may be wrong, but it is definitely free, and I go by that. This is free advice right now. And the reason I'm talking about the seeds is because we as people, we also plant seeds in other people's lives. What plants are you planting? What seeds are you planting out there in the community? What seeds are you planting out there for people who are needing something positive in their life? Um, we all want something positive. We all want something good. We all want something that makes us grow. We complain, we gripe, and we shout about things. So, what seeds are you planting out there, and how are they nurturing? How are you nurturing, and how are you helping them? How are you helping people grow? Um, some years ago, um, there was a State of the Union address being read, and one of the ladies in the back, I don't know, House of Representative, President, whatever she was, um, literally acted like a little kid. She looked at the report, at the speech that she had in front of her, and she just closed it and did this number and just sat there. I was teaching some classes at that time, and I was talking to them about how we portray ourselves and how people look at us, and how we make can influence people in a negative or positive way. And one of the students, I think it was a seventh grader, said, I watched that with my parents, and I thought that lady needs some decision making skills. And I thought to myself, you're right. What kind of example does she place out there for people, and what kind of example are you placing as an adult to kids around us? Um, so basically, what my thinking is right now is, how are you being an influence? If you want to be somebody who influences people, what seeds are you planting? If you want to be somebody who is positive, what seeds are you planting out there? I know a lot of people argue about things, and they gripe about things, and people in the community, if you're out in the community, you need to be positive in many things that go out there. And I know there's going to be negative. Trust me, I can be very negative about our community. Trust me, I know that. And other people know that. I'm not perfect. I'm not here to say I'm the perfect person for you to watch. What I'm saying that is that when we go out and we start talking to people, and we're constantly being negative about this, negative about that, and there's people out in the community who are out in the community, and all you hear about things is negative, negative, negative. Um, you know what I think about people talking about restaurants? Yeah, I read something the other day that said McDonald's will mess up your order over 1,000 times, but yet you come back and support them over and over. Let a small business make one mistake and you quit supporting them. Well, the same is true here. We focus more on the negative than we do on the positive, and that's a lesson we learn. If we see one negative thing, we're going to tell 10 people about that negative thing. If we see one positive thing, we're going to tell 3 people on average about the positive things. So once again, we go back to, what seeds are you planting? Are you saying that you're positive, but you don't promote yourself as somebody positive? I know that restaurants and stores don't have the greatest service anymore, but you know what? Once again, I've talked about this before. What are we doing to help them become a better business? Are we meeting with them, or are we just griping about things? Um, the seeds that we plant in the community, the seeds that we plant in our children, the seeds that we plant in our students, the seeds that we plant around us can be negative or can be positive. Which one are you going to choose? Like I said, I know I'm not perfect. I know that I have a temper. I know that I said things in the community. I know that I'm outspoken at times, and then I regret it. But at the same time, I acknowledge that. And then I go back to the people and I apologize to them and say, hey, I'm sorry that I did that. What can I do to help you? I was just texting somebody and I said, uh, a friend of mine said, if you don't want to teach somebody how to do it better, then quit griping about it. If you're not going to do something about something, then quit griping about it. You griping about it is not going to change anything. So as we go on, if you see something wrong, plant a seed that is positive. Plant something out there that is better. Uh, let's be a little bit more positive. I think in the last few videos that I've posted, I'm talking more and more about being positive. And I think it's because we're so in a negative world that we're just planting grass burrs. We're just planting weeds. We're not planting the beautiful things that we need to be being nourished from. The potato's gonna nourish me. The tomato's gonna give me nourishment. The squash is gonna give me nourishment. If I plant the corn, is gonna give me nourishment. So just like those seeds, just like those seeds, how are you promoting yourself in a positive way, and what seeds are you planting out there that are positive, or are we just planting grass burrs, tumbleweeds, things that are not for any good out there? Think about it. How positive are you, or how negative are you? I'll talk to y'all next week. See y'all later. Have a great night. Love y'all.